Yo, what up, people? It's Smithers R. Here to give you another review. This is Genei wo Kakeru Taiyou, episode 1. So, Genei wo Kakeru Taiyou, episode 1 review. Okay, now then, this stuff, wow. I mean, at first, it seemed kind of weird, and I didn't exactly. Okay, at first, it seemed kind of weird, but then it just, got all violent, like literally out of nowhere, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna summarize this shit. Okay, and so first what happens is, it starts off with this little girl, and her name is Akira, or Akari. Yeah, Akari. And Akari, she's a fortune teller, and she's a little girl too, and she basically goes up to what are the fortune tellers? The other fortune tellers are the newer mom, who was a dead fortune teller. She died a couple years back, and basically there's a long line waiting for her. So she's really good, mostly because her predictions come true. And basically after that, there's a little scene where she's stuck inside of her room, and she screams help from her cousin, who I believe is Taina. I know I'm probably saying it right, but Taina. And Taina, it's weird because she's envious of her. She just grabs some scissors. She cuts the vines down. They have this nice little exchange, kind of. Akari gives her this flower, like a rose, pendant or something, like a pin. She gives it to her. Then basically that's all of important from that scene. The next scene, they're eating. Not really important there, except for the seeds of what I'm starting to believe might be envy. Because she seemed very envious because she was talking, because basically she was talking to her aunt and to her uncle, and they're like, maybe you should read my fortune sometime. Yeah, maybe you should read my fortune sometime too. And then she's like, do you want me to read your fortune? And Taya, her name is so hard to remember. Basically, her cousin's like, no, I'm fine. And then next day they're at school, and then her cousin's telling her that life isn't easy and it isn't so simple. And that's all I got from that scene. But then, and it was kind of boring in a way. I was like, what's gonna happen? Then all of a sudden, stuff got real. She was sleeping, and she woke up, and there was her plants in her room, because they're everywhere. It came to life and started choking her, and it was saying envious, and it was just choking the shit out of her. And then all of a sudden, then she fucking passed out. She was choked out, and then one of her cards rose up, all her cards split apart, and one of them came up and flipped around. You could see it. I'm not sure what card it was, because I'm not really familiar with fortune telling, but the card came to life, basically. And there was a spirit, and it fucked that nigga up, set it on fire, blood, and oh my god, and then it happened, which was really weird, because she woke up, it was a dream. Oh, it was all a dream. Then she looks down, and there's this puddle of blood, and right there is her cousin, dead. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. And she screams really loud. And then it's the next day, and she acts like nothing happened. This is. I'm getting up for this one. This is where it's gets iffy, because it's what? Her uncle and aunt, they didn't notice at all that this bitch was dead. She didn't say nothing about it. Literally, they didn't be oh my god, you fucking killed my cousin. You're horrible. You fucking fortune teller died. None of that. No, apparently, they just showed that scene, and then it wasn't connected to ever again. And I didn't like that. I mean, it's basically like, what the fuck happened? Nobody noticed that her screaming, or or her cousin not waking up in the morning or some shit like that. Nobody noticed that shit. What? No. That was bad. That was just bad because nobody noticed it. I mean, maybe they'll notice it in the future. I'm not sure, but nobody noticed it from what I'm seeing. Nobody. I'm saying, oh, she's just sleeping it. What? And then after that, they go to visit her mom's grave. Sad moment, kind of. Not really for me, but some people might consider it a sad moment. She put the flowers on. Then she's going back to the fortune teller's place, and it's on fire. She runs in there, and then basically, I believe one of the fortune tellers, she was being possessed. I'm going to say possessed. And I don't think it had a name. If it did, I'm sorry, I missed the name. And this is when stuff got like, okay, I'm seeing it. Basically, then she gets one of her cards comes out or something like that, and like lights up, and then they get teleported to some type of different dimension. And in this different dimension, there's a giant fire monster, and he's choking her out. That was kind of bad also, because I'm thinking, I get it's anime, but you're telling me that getting choked out by an essence of fire isn't gonna burn the shit out of you? I digress. And then basically, one after another, her spirits start coming out. They fuck up the fire monster. The first one was a fire, so I'm like, eh. Then after the fire, there was, I believe, like wind. No, after fire there was like earth and like plants. And then after that there was ice, apparently, and ice just fucking killed it. Like went right through like this weird card. Basically it's their body. I'm guessing like possession, some shit. Anyway, then he dies. Then bitch's fucking house is on fire. She's knocked out unconscious in some like type of like orb of protection. I'm like, what? And then, before I say the next part, there was also a scene when she was walking from the fortune teller's place, because there's like a place with a whole bunch of fortune tellers, so I'm gonna call it the fortune teller's place. When she was walking from there to her aunt and uncle's, or her aunt's place, she walked across, and there was this weird girl, and she was wearing like this blue, and she had like an umbrella, and it was like nighttime. It was getting dark, so I'm like, oh. So there was definitely something there. And then it came back later. Basically, she dropped a ribbon, she gave it back to her. Then she went into a car with some other girl, and they're like, a fortune teller. Who cares? Anyway, and then basically, she's knocked unconscious. It's like, let's go back to the real world. They teleport back to the real world. And then basically, like in a ghost essence spirit, because I'm saying, because nobody else could see him, there was a blue, like, she was like bluish. The girl with the umbrella that you met earlier. She was basically carrying her, saying, talking to the other girl that was in the car with her, while the three spirits are hiding in the trees, and the ambulance has all the fortune tellers in it. I don't know if they're dead or alive. Who knows? Anyway, this is the main key. They said, pretty ironic, isn't it? On the 2nd anniversary of her mom's death. And that was the episode. It gets a 6. Like 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 because it was kind of good and kind of engaging, but at the same time, it had this bad part. You're like, what? Like, especially like, she was screaming, and there was like her dead cousin. Was it a dream? I don't know. Either way, they just like fucking scrapped the cousin right after that. You didn't see her the next morning. You didn't. I'm like, what? Because I was expecting something to go down. It's like, you killed my fucking daughter. What the hell? No, none of that. So I'm gonna give this a 6. It was good, but had bad moments. Yeah, that's all I can say for it. I mean, Animation was okay. Story, it's okay. And plot's okay. But the fighting and the couple pieces here and there, I didn't really care for it. Other people, you might like it. You should give it a try if you hadn't. But I'm giving it a 6. 6 out of 10. Good, but bad moments. So it's been Smitherzar giving you Genei wo Kakeru Taiyou episode 1 review. Gets a 6. Like what? Anyway, peace out.